Hello, good morning, everyone. Myself Nagraj. As you, all of you know, know me by the last class. In this last class, we dealt with all concepts, long-term questions, some application-based question leading to the emergency and critical care. I think last class I didn't include so many images in the class. So I got so many comments from like my friends, my all students. I got the message that I've been not using the images. So this session I'll be covering the whole image based questions along with the discussion, along with the use, along with the advantage of the device and all like recently asked devices in a previous exams and all, not set all our central government exams and all. So I'm damn sure that if you're continuing with me, if you're you're watching the session with me means you're going to get the definitely two or three questions right in the your NOSET prelims and mains exams. In NOSET mains, prelims and mains, there will be some 2 to 3 questions will be like purely from image based questions only. They will be going to ask like recognize the image and name the image like that. They're going to ask the exam ask the questions in the NOSET prelims and mains. So it's my kind request all of you to watch the session now and like clear it video, clear the concepts, identifying the images and identify the advantages, identifying the uses of the images and need to be like known by need to know everyone who is watching to the watching the session. I'm going to request you like watch now and what you have to watch like definitely watch before you are going to any exams. See, think tomorrow NOSET prelims exam is there. Today night I have to watch this video in a like fast manner, like 2x manner. You can keep the video and you can watch the video, and then you go and attend your exams because image memory. If you day before exam you are watching the video in a like 2x manner, you'll be like having a memory will be there, like image memory will be there. So that will be stored in your like long-term memory and all. Tomorrow exams, if you suddenly going to see this device in exams, suddenly your mind going to flash that oh this device I seen in the last class. So I can able to go through the answer. You can you can able to get the answer rightly within a fraction of second. You get the answer right. So without any delay, I will welcome all of you to the wonderful session Airway Device in a single series with the image discussion. So myself Nagraj working in a Jigmar City Hospital as a critical care nurse. So today topics, what are the topics like overall topics? If you see means what are the topics I'm going to cover in the session means basic airway devices that are your oropharyngeal airway, nasopharyngeal airway, and some hybrid airway devices like laryngeal mask airway, combi tube, King's airway, and advanced airway devices like endotracheal tube, tracheostomy tube, Stillate, and airway exchange catheters like Boozy, Stillate, and your airway assistive devices, Boozy and Stillate, and your bronchoscopy and cricothyrotomy set that you're going to watch. Sorry, this there is a duplication of words. Is there airway exchange catheter and airway assistive device? Airway assistive devices are bronchoscopy and cricothyrotomy set. Coming to first image of our discussion, the basic airway, very basic. I think I'm damn sure that those who are working in hospital, normal in ICU or in a casualty, those who are working, you will be definitely you're going to identify the image. Coming to first image, uh, can all of you can able to see and recognize the image? Yes, okay. This is an oropharyngeal airway. See the image clearly. There is an like color is there. There is a color indicator, green color. So can you see? This one is your OPA. In that OPA, there are like four different types of OPAs are available. One is your Cuddles airway. Next one is Williams airway, Ova-Cephean airway, and your Berman airways. All these are the different kinds of oral airway. These are like having different sizes. These are available in different sizes. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to 5 sizes are available. like based on ages and based on like size calculation, we're going to use the appropriate size of OPS. So if you come to the labelings, what are the parts of the oral airway? Means like coming from the tip and blunt tip will be there. Blunt tip. What is blunt tip? And this one is your body, body of the airway, which is having like an angle is there. Can you able to see? Can you able to see an angle is there? Curved angle is there. That is according to your that going to fit according to your tongue shape. It is going to cover your tongue. So that anatomical curve is there. Anatomical curve is there that going to fit on your tongue. So this one your integrated bite block. Means here there is a quality embedded plastic PVC coatings will be there here. Because if the patient is too much agitated and all means if he's biting the tube means there should not be any leak or any break in the airway. So there will be an integral bite block will be there. And if you see the plunge or mouthpiece, this one what we call as flange or mouthpiece. This is again can you able to see this halo present here center at the center halo is there. This one we call as passage, airway passage, air passage channel. So all of you clear that what are the like different parts of the oral airway, adult airway mainly is having a blunt tip to prevent the trauma. To prevent the trauma, if you're going to try to insert inside the mouth means if it is like sharp edge is there means there is going to cause the trauma to the pharynx and soft palate and all, because that all are delicate, that your internal oral cavity is too much delicate. If you touch it start, if you cause any trauma means it start to bleed. So to prevent the trauma, to prevent that bleeding and all, there is a blunt tip will be there, so that will be soft, that will be not like that much sharp and all. So if you try to insert means there is no it will not cause any trauma to the your oral cavity and all. This curve is there on body of the airway is having an anatomical curve is there. To this one is to like fit around your tongue size, tongue shape, and here on integrated bite block is there to prevent the breakage of the OPA, to prevent the gutters airway broken down, to prevent the any air leak and all. So one flanger is there, or one flange is there, or you can call as mouthpiece, and one hollow air gap is there, air passage is there. It is going to connect the oral mouth to your pharynx, your oropharynx. It's going to connect the airway channel. Okay, from atmosphere to the your oropharynx. This is going to open in your like glottis. If you see, this one is your glottis means this is going to connect to glottis to atmosphere. So main purpose of your oral airway is to open the airway. In case of if we found the patient is unconscious, is not maintaining the airway, tongue is falling back and all, it is going to obstruct the glottis. So in that situation and all, we can able to use the oral airways to prevent the tongue fall back, to prevent the tube bite, to connect to channelize the airway from atmosphere to the after atmosphere to the oropharynx. So it is going to conduct the air from atmosphere to the for your oropharynx. So this will be acting as channelizing. Okay, there is a movement of in and out of air from the oropharyngeal airway, Goodell's airway. This is a basic airway device which is going to use it in like almost like all your basic BLS, all your ALS, ILS and all. We're going to use the as your airway device. So before I will tell you, before putting the oral airway, you have to open the mouth by using 4 techniques. You can able to open the mouth by using 4 techniques. One is your jaw thrust, means you're going to put a 2 finger in your temporomandibular joint and you're going to lift the mandible. So airway will be opened, and after that you can able to put the oropharyngeal airway. before putting any oral pharyngeal airway device, you have to open the airway, you have to open the mouth. After that only you have to go, you have to insert the oropharyngeal airway devices. Okay. But I'm telling the order techniques. Okay, order techniques used for, order techniques used to open the mouth, open the airway, open airway techniques. See, what are the techniques? I'm writing down here. Technique to open the airway. Like based on like we will be having some those. You have to, before opening the airway, we have to see the status of the cervical spine. If C spine injuries, there are not any like cervical orders is C spine injury, hangman fracture, Allen fracture. If there means we're going to use some kind of techniques called as, first one is your jaw thrust maneuver, jaw thrust maneuver, and next one your head tilt, head tilt, and chin lift maneuver. All these are the basic maneuvers used to open your airway. The next one your mills. Mills means manual inline stabilization of neck. Mills stabilization of neck. Next, all this, these are the like three maneuvers used to open your airway. Jaw thrust, everybody knows that jaw thrust maneuver. You're going to put the two fingers inside your temporomandibular joint and you're going to lift the mandible so that airway will be opened. All of you know that like second maneuver, head tilt and chin lift. In head tilt and chin lift, you are going to put the like your hand on forehead and you're going to tilt, you're going to tilt the head and you're going to lift the chin by other hand. By this, you're going to open the airway. After that, you can put the oropharyngeal airway, and after that, next your Mills manual inline stabilization of neck means you have to see. Okay, you have to give, you have to put on like a blanket or any like any blanket or any like any some kind of folded cotton pads inside in your neck, below your neck, so that there will be an angle maintained from sternum to your ear targus. So there must be equal length from your sternum to your ear targus. So there will be a one angle made between the sternum and your ear targus. So there will be a manual. So you're going to put the hand inside the shoulder and you're going to carry the head in your arms and you're going to lift the shoulder. So there will be a inline stabilization of neck. That must, after that you're putting this position, you must be sure that the sternal angle and your ear target should be coming in a single plane. So that one what we call as manual inline stabilization of neck. All three maneuvers are used to open your airway. So after that you open the airway and you inserted the Cuddles airway. So this one is mainly to open the airway and to conduct the air from atmosphere to the your oropharynx. After putting oral airway, if a patient is in hospital and all means, you can able to ventilate the patient by connecting the ambu and mask. So all of you clear that oropharyngeal airway, first oral airway, that is your Cuddles airway. What is this one airway called as? Cuddles airway. This will be having different size are available. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Based on color coding. Color coding. 0 will be a white, white, orange, green, yellow, and red. All the color in this color format this will be available. So how we are going to how we are going to So how you're going to insert the device? What is the technique used to insert the oral airway? So now we saw the techniques to open the mouth, and after that we have to like see how this device has been like inserted, how the device is going to place it by how we're going to insert the device. So all of you see here, like if it is if we have to like first we have to choose the proper size of the Gadal survey. It's having like I told you color codings are available. How we are going to measure the size from your angle of mouth, from your angle of mouth to angle of your jaw, angle of your jaw. This is from here to okay. Can you able to see from your angle of mouth to your angle of jaw? So first you have to keep the tip of the oropharyngeal tube. Okay, can you see here? Tip I told no. Tip is here. From tip you have to keep in a angle of mouth, and the flange will be should be placed. Sorry, sorry. Flange should be placed in your angle of mouth or angle of lip to the your tip should be placing towards the angle of the jaw. So that is a if that is going to fitting, it's going to coming extra means you can able to like use the proper size based on the this technique called as from angle of mouth to angle of the jaw. So I'm going to write here size. How the size is been chosen means size of the OPS. First one, what you have to see from flange from angle of the mouth to tip of the tip of the airway, tip of the airway to the tip of the airway, tip of the airway to the jaw angle, your jaw angle or else TM joint, temporomandibular joint. How we are going to measure from the flange we have to keep the flange at the angle of the mouth to your tip of the airway to the jaw angle. So that is one that by that technique you are going to choose the proper size of OPA. Okay, you open the first you open the mouth by using like jaw thrust and all. You open the now you open the mouth, and then you're going to choose the size by keeping the flange from the angle of mouth to angle of the jaw. After that, now you're going to insert. How are you going to insert? First, you have to you open the mouth. Now, open mouth is there. How you going to mouth open? Like I told, jaw thrust and all. You done. After that, you have to put the your two fingers inside the inside of the mouth, inside of the patient, and you have to open the mouth like 180 degree. That oropharyngeal area should be like facing towards up. Tip should be facing towards up, like ulta manner. You have to keep it, and you have to insert insert advance the tube, and after that you have to rotate it perpendicularly 90 degree. You have to rotate it from to the angle of mouth. Then one more perpendicularly you have to after that you have to insert go in advance the tube inward, and you have to go inward and downward, and after that again you have to rotate it to the one to 90 degrees. Totally 180 degree you should be rotate the oropharyngeal airway from mouth to the it should come at the lower incisor of your teeth. So after that, fixing the oropharyngeal airway, you have to keep the fix the airway with the elastoplaster. So this is the technique used to put the oropharyngeal airway. What I'm telling now, you have to see the like in I think I don't know like in upcoming exams they're going to ask the technique. What are the technique or how much angle you're going to like bend the oropharyngeal airway to insert the oropharyngeal airway into the mouth. See, if it is a mouth, okay. If this is your lips, okay. This is your lips means this is your lip, okay. If this one is your This one is your oropharyngeal airway. Okay, this one is your oropharyngeal airway. This one is your oropharyngeal airway. Now it is there in if you see angles and all means it is there at 90-degree angle. You have to take down like perpendicularly. You have to take down the. You have to go ulta. You have to keep and you have to go inside. And after that, after some point of time, you feel resistance. After that, you have to like rotate the oropharyngeal airway to the 90-degree. At the it should come now. It should come at the now. It should come at the angle of the mouth. Here it came, and after that, next you have to go advance the tube, and after that again one more 90-degree, one more perpendicularly. How to rotate it. So finally, the oropharyngeal airway is in your like lower incisors. So totally, how much degree covered? How much degree we rotated the airway, oral airway? That is 180-degree. So half of the circle. So 180-degree we rotated the oropharyngeal airway. Ulta you have to put, and after that you have to rotate 90-degree and have to go inside. And after that again one more perpendicularly you have to rotate the oropharyngeal airway. This is a proper technique to insert the oropharyngeal airway. So I think all of you clear about first. I'm going to revise. Okay, a quick revision about the how to insert, how to choose the site, how to open the mouth and all. I told you have to first. First you have to oral airway size and all. Flange you have to keep the angle of mouth and tip of the tube should be facing towards the jaw of the neck. So, okay. After that you choose the size. Okay, think that three size of oropharyngeal area you choose it. After that you have to open the mouth. How you have to open the mouth? Not like easy like because if conscious patient does that means they will definitely going to say means they will open the mouth. But if they don't like cause any suppression of gag reflex and all. If you want to put the endotracheal tube means you have to suppress the gag. Here gag is there also no problem because it's not going to touch that much posterior pharynx of the pharynx and all. It's going to like keep place it in a oropharynx, not touching to the posterior pharynx and all. If it is touching the oropharynx, it means we have to withdraw the tube, withdraw the oral airway. If it is touching the posterior pharynx, what will happen? What will happen? What will happen? See, if it is touching the posterior pharynx, means posterior pharynx is having full too much of vagal supply is there. Vagal nerve stimulation, vagal nerves are there over there. So if you're going to trigger the vasovagus nerves means it is definitely going to cause vasovagal syncope and there will be a bradycardia, there will be hypotension. So to prevent that one, we have to choose proper size of the oropharyngeal airway. So okay, we choose the so coming to the insertion part, revision. Okay, brief summary to insert the oropharyngeal airway. First, we take in the tube, we open the mouth by we open the airway using jaw thrust maneuver. We open and I put the tongue inside the incisor and open and ulta manner like a reverse manner and I'm inserting the tube oropharyngeal airway and I'm going to 90-degree and perpendicularly I will rotate the tube and I'm going to advance the tube little bit advanced I done. After that again one more rotation, one more 90-degree rotation I'm going to do. After that I'm going to fix the tube. After that I will fix the tube with elastoplaster and I will place in the mouth side of the mouth and after that I'm going to ventilate the patient. So this is the main purpose of airway served. We open the airway, we prevent the tongue fallback, we prevent the tube bite and all. So all of you clear that? All of you clear? Okay, thumbs up. Okay, thank you so much. So coming to next oral airway device, that is your what is the name airway device name? Does anybody knows? Does anybody knows that? What is this device called as? What is this device called as? Colorful, no? Color, what color? We used to play no color, what color? See, all colors are available here. Your black, green, yellow, red, orange. Every colors are available here. So name the airway device. This also comes under the category of basic airway device. This also is also a type of an oropharyngeal airway. This airway is called as. Does anybody knows? Does anybody knows? Please answer me that if you're knowing means Please tell me that I'm going to. If you know him, please tell me that it's well and good only. See this one, your oropharyngeal second oropharyngeal airway. What we call as this one is Berman airway. The name of the airway is your Berman airway. What is the device name called as? Till now they asked the question on Gadal survey. I think in upcoming exams and all they will going to like further escalate the exam severity of the exams and all now said. So they nowadays they are asking like change, like they are not repeating the question like same and all. Now this time they are going to ask Berman airway. Maybe I predict that they were going to ask Berman airway related questions and all. So think that just think logically. We're having already OPA is there, oral airway is there. Why they going to why they invented one more airway? Already airway is there. That airway we are doing so many process and all. We that is going to helping a lot to maintain the airway and all. Why again they invented one more airway? Can you see? Without any like use, they're not going to spend the time, they're not going to invent anything and all. If you want to invent means you have to spend the time, study, research, you have to go through the process, you have to like approaches and all, everything you have to see that like, there's a lamba chod. There's a big process is there. So by they're spending the time on something, what they're going to do if there is no use means, so definitely there is an use of Burman airway. So that is overlapping, that is overriding the your Gadal's airway. So what are the like difference? Why they invented one more airway on the presence of already one airway is there? See, can you see that airway designing is very completely different. That Gadal's airway can you able to see here? No, that Gadal's airway is very soft, having only one tube, one tip, one flange is there. But this one you can see so many fenestrations are there, and so many fenestration can you able to perceive here? Like too many fenestrations are available here, and it's having like hollow space is there. So same to it, here it's having like two fenestrations, what we call as oro oro cavity fenestrations, oro cavity fenestrations, and it's having flange here, and this one is body of the airway. I told same design of the body, same as of your Gadal's airway. It's having a curved angle is there, and next your tip of airway, and next your here hollow airway channel. So these are the different like parts of the Burman airway. So I'm going to like briefly tell what is the like advantage over adult airway. If you see the clear design of the oral airway, if you want to do suction, see if any airway secretions are present, too much gurgling, rattling sounds is present, patient is gasping and all this, it indicates patient airway is obstructed by secretions, oropharyngeal secretion, nasal secretions, or airway has been obstructed. That's why the gurgling, rattling sounds is going to come, is going to produce by your mouth and all. So that time you wanted to do suction. So you put the taken a suction catheter and you insert it inside the like this hollow area. You insert the suction catheter inside the oropharyngeal airway. That time that oral airway is completely blocked. See, can if you put a suction catheter inside this oral airway means that the completely airway is going to obstruct it. So already you're putting suction inside the suction tube inside. You're going to suck out the all oxygen present in your or oropharyngeal reservoir and all. So patient will be going for ultimately going for hypoxic injury. What I said now, hypoxia is very fatal, very dangerous. You should not cause a patient. You should not leave the patient hypoxic, because if you're living time more hypoxia time, more encephalopathy, more complications will be there. So to prevent that one, the our like one scientist Berman, he discovered one more like airway. If you want to do suction, do through one channel. Okay, you put a suction catheter through a one channel. So you take out the all secretion, all your airway secretion, nasal secretions. You take out the all secretion through one channel and one more channel. Here on side, one more channel is there. Through that channel, airway will be open, patient will be ventilating. So, but you should do like suction less than 10 seconds to prevent that hypoxic injury and all. You have to do suction for less than 10 seconds only. So coming to next airway device, nothing more about Burman Airway. This main advantage of this Burman Airway is your mainly your suctioning port. Okay, while doing suctioning, one more port will be opened, one more channel will be there, so patient can able to get the oxygen from that channel, and one channel used for suctioning. Only suctioning purpose only. It will be useful. It won't block the airway. So technique for insertion is same as that of your oral airway. You're going to open the mouth, you're going to open the mouth and you're going to do a Jordas manuals, airway open, airway straightened. After that, you're going to put the Burman airway 180 degree ulta and to rotate 90 degree. And after angle of the mouth, again one more 90 degree, how to rotate the tube. Next, coming to the one more like basic airway device only, your oropharyngeal airway. One more, this the name of the airway is, what is the name? Does anybody knows? Does anybody knows? This one is your OA sapien airway. Sorry. OA sapien airway. So if you see designing and all means this OA sapien will be like different than Burman airway, different than your Guddle's airway. So this airway is mainly meant for your fibro-optic bronchoscopy. You can able to see this one. This one is your flange. This one your tip. Can you able to see this one is like little bit bent. Blunt is there. Blunting will be there. Blunted tip and body of the device. And one more, can you see that black one fibro optic scope will be coming? Fibro optic bronchoscope. So this one is mainly meant for your bronchoscopy procedure. If you wanted to do awake bronchoscopy, you just put a lidocaine spray on the oropharyngeal airway, and you can able to put the scope. That fibro optic means it will be like too much flexible tube will be there. Flexible tube will be there. You can able to inside through the oral airway, and you go through. You can go to the bronchus. You can go to vocal, you can able to visualize the vocal cord. You can able to visualize the bronchus and all. Then this going to like main advantage of this one is for doing bronchoscopy. Bronchoscopy. If anybody tells you, okay, if you're working in a ICUs and all means, they will say, Brotherji, can you arrange for FOB, fibro optic bronchoscopy? What is FOB? Fibro optic bronchoscopy. That time you must be ready with the OSFN airway. You're going to insert the OSFN airway, same technique used, like a rotation angle, turn it and to fix it in the incisors of a mouth. Fix with the ET blast and all. This is you have this device. You have to keep ready at the FOB tray. Next, coming to one more airway, Williams airway. What this one is? Pink color. Pink. I think like, this one is favorite of all girls. What is the airway name? Is your Williams. Williams airway. What it is? Williams airway. Same. This one also will be having like flange, body, and blunt tip. and this one is a posterior opening. Mainly, this one is like meant for a patient who is in a DIC and patient is in thrombocytopenia. See this one. If you see the structure of the airway, means it's very like smooth, so it won't cause any trauma to the. It won't cause any trauma to mucosa. So in case of DIC, in case of thrombocytopenia, that platelet counts are coming down, that patient all they're going to use the Williams ray. And through this one also we can. This is having like a bigger airway, surface airways. You know, the surface is very bigger one. So this one also we can do a FOB. Bronchoscopy is achieved through this one. Sorry for the disturbance. 1 minute. So okay, this all are your basic airways, oropharyngeal airways. First of all, first we dealt with Cuddle's airway, after that Bourbon's airway, after that Oasapian airway, after that Williams airway. All four oropharyngeal airways are that. This all comes under the category of basic airway devices. Now moving towards the best airway device, that is your okay, I already labeled it. I thought I will not label and I will let you to guess, let you to think for a while. But I think I forgotten and already labeled it. What it is an? What it is an? It is an nasopharyngeal airway. NPA. In the short form, we call as NPA. This also will be having flange and your connecting piece and your body and tip. If you see the tip, that will be having like it will be having short bevel, not a blunt bevel. Why? If it's having like short, it's having blunt bevel means it won't go inside. The advancing of the tube will be very difficult. So that way they made a bevel, bevel like slang is there. One slang, the curve is there. So to that one to improve the facilitate the movement, facilitate the advancement of the nasopharyngeal airway. So that's when is having a bevel like structure will be there. So but it don't cause any trauma because it is made up of NPA is made up of rubber. It is a rubber material, so it won't cause any material. Rubber material, so it don't cause any trauma. It is having, I told mouth, the connecting piece will be there, flange will be there, and body and tip of the tube will be there. Same. Okay, how you will to select the size? In that we have to like see the nasal nares, and your ear lobule. This is the your ear lobule. From this to here, from the flange you have to keep from the flange you have to keep here the nasal nares, and the tip should be facing towards the your ear lobule. Through that one, you're going to choose a proper size of NPS. So after that, you choose a proper size. Here, we're not going to open the mouth and all. You can open the your airway by jaw thrust and all, but no need of mouth opening and all because of course you all of you know that this much all of you are aware that naso means nasal area. So nasopharynx, it's going to channelize from nose nasal cavity to the pharynx. So that one, this one you going to insert inside the nasal cavity. So we have taken the tube proper size we chosen by this calculation method, nasal narrow and ear lobule. So this chosen. Okay, I will write here. I will write on here nasal narrow to ear lobule. It is going to connect to the nasal cavity and nasopharynx. Okay, all of you clear that it's rubber material. It won't cause any trauma. You choose a size, proper size. we have to, okay, before inserting, you have to pre-lubricate the nasopharyngeal airway with a lignocaine jelly, with a hydrocolloidal like lignocaine jelly. It must be hydrocolloidal because it should vaporize after some times of insertion. If it is not going to vaporize, means it's going to like stay inside your oropharynx, it's going to cause a area obstruction and all. So you have to use water soluble lignocaine jelly. And you have to like pre-lubricate with thoroughly with lignocaine jelly because to prevent the like nasal irritation, that reflex and all. So we pre-lubricate with the lignocaine jelly. We taken in a right dominant hand. That bowel should be facing towards the your nasal nair, not towards your nasal septum. Because if the bowel is touching your nasal septum, you are facing toward that bowel is facing toward nasal septum, means it is going to cause nasal septal injury. In case of any like a DNS, the DNS deviated nasal septum is there, means it's very difficult to insert and all. So to prevent that nasal septal injury, that bowel should be facing towards the nasal nair. You're going to like rotate and insert. How you have to, how what fashion you have to go means you have to rotate and insert, rotate like corkscrew manner. What we call as corkscrew manner, you have to go and advance. After that, it's fully gone inside. That fix that nasopharyngeal tube with the elastoplaster. This is the main technique used to. They will ask like what is the technique used to insert means corkscrew. I don't know. It's like all. It's all like initial videos of me. So that I think my handwriting is actually good, but here I don't know like too much worse. I can able to see the handwriting of me. Sorry for the inconvenience. I think in upcoming videos and all, I'll improve my writings. I'll try to write a clean manner. So all of you clear that nasopharyngeal airway NPA, what we call as in short form we call as NPA. Coming to next airway device. So this further like this basic airway device is which finished over from here. Your oropharyngeal airway, nasopharyngeal airway, Berman airway, Gödel's airway, Ovacephine airway, Williams airway. This all covers your basic airway device. Everyone should know. Basic means basically you should know. Okay. After that, next coming to the further next airway device, your LMS. LMS. What are LMS? Laryngeal mask airway. Okay, laryngeal mask airway. Laryngeal mask airway. LMA. This are also called as. These are also this is now what we are studying is first generation. There are three generations. LMS are three generation. First generation, second generation, third generation. As we like we are 21st generation kids, 21 kids, Gen Zs, Alpha kids, Beta kids, and all. So LMS are also having some generations. First generation, second generation, third generation. First generation is basic. Second generation is little bit advanced. They made some what are the corrections they have to do. They done the correction and they made new LMS. So that are called as second LMS. And further they wanted to correct some more corrections in older LMS and they want to like advance the LMS and all this. They invented, they recovered, they designed still more. They worked on LMS. After that, one more generation they created is third generation. So this one is your first generation LMS. These are also called as these are also called as supraglottic airway device. This device are also called as this device are also called as blind insertion airway device. So blind insertion airway device. So means in this LMS, if you see like a process of insertion of LMA, we won't use any visualization scope. Laryngoscope is not used. Bronchoscope is not used. We won't use any visualization. Just blindly we're going to insert the LMS. So if you see this LMA, this is mainly your what is the name of the device in the exams? This picture comes in. So what you have to like tick the correct answer as here. Prosil LMA. What is the name of the device? ProSeal LMA. ProSeal. Name only indicate that ProSeal. See, you can see the this one. It is going to seal completely to the your larynx. It is going to seal your larynx. If you see the labelings, if you see the like parts of the tube means this one is your cuff to be inflated with pilot balloon. This will be one way wall. Okay, one way wall. Your pilot balloon always, if you see pilot balloon, that will be having one way wall, means air can be injected inside. Okay, one plunger will be there, one wall will be there, but allows only one way pressures. And if you see means here markings are there, depth insertion markings, and here on 15 mm universal adapter will be there. Means universal means even as we know universal means it's applicable for all. It is going to connect for all ventilator circuit, catheter mount, your ambu bag. It's going to connect for all devices. So that's why they made universal adapter of 15 mm size. So this is your like all parts. It's having like cuff will be there, pilot balloon will be there, definition marking will be there, and your universal adapter will be there. So coming to this device, how are you going to introduce the device inside your larynx? Laryngeal mask area, or supraglottically, how are you going to insert the tubes? You have to go at the head end of the patient side, and you have to take the LMA in your in your dominant hand, and in your non-dominant hand you have to like this jaw you have to lift it, and you have to open the mouth with the thumb. You have to lift the jaw and put the thumb in inside the mouth, and you have to open the mouth. After that, in a like straight manner, you have to pre-lubricate the laryngeal mask airway with the water-soluble lignocaine jelly. How to lubricate the cuff? Only up to cuff to be pre-lubricated with lignocaine jelly. Now you open the mouth, and you put the your thumb inside the mouth, and you open that mouth, and you're going to you see like you're going to insert the tube inside the mouth. Advance until you feel the resistance. You have to insert until you feel the resistance. You have to insert the LMA inside the mouth. After you feel the resistance, you have to stop, and you have to inflate thoroughly the pilot balloon, so that cuff will be sealing over the supraglottic opening. It's going to fit. It's going to sit on the supraglottic airway, supraglottic opening. So there will be after that you have to connect the LMA universal adapter to the ventilator, the veins or ventilator. You have to push. You have to give the ventilation. For every 6 seconds, one breath should be given. So all of you clear about how you are going to insert the LMS? Okay, all of you clear? Okay, thumbs up. Give a thumbs up. Okay, thank you. This one is your first generation LMA. What we call as ProSeal LMA. If you see this second generation, what I told like a second generation. Can you see this one is first generation? It's not having like one port. A port is missing here. One port is missing here. If you see second generation means they advanced. They done some work up on the LMAs there. And if you see this LMA means you'll be having only one tube. Only one tube is there. Okay. If you see this tube, this one is second generation means they done something designing. They modified something. Advantage is more in the here. So made some improvisation here, and they made one more LMA. This one is second generation LMA. What we call as the name of the device is your second generation ProSeal LMA. ProSeal LMA. This one also ProSeal, but it is an second generation. If you come to the points, it's having like uh, tip is there, ventilating tip, and this one is your cuff to be inflated with pilot balloon. And here, if you see, means like two tubes are there. One is for one is universal adapter for ventilating. Universal adapter. Here, depth incision markings are there. You can see means depth markings. And here, suction port. This is a suction port. If you see here, means distal gastric opening. Distal gastric opening. Okay, if you see this old device, first generation process LMA, if you wanted to do suction, what you will do? You're not able to do suction if the first generation LMA means if there is any gurgling sound, patient is gasping, the patient secretion is pooling out also, you cannot do suction because already that post-seal LMA that is going to seal that LMA, that supraglottic airway and all. So there is no channel for suction, doing suction. There is no tube for doing suction. So that way, with that advancement, they invented one more LMA. That is our second generation LMA with the distal gastric opening gastral port for and connected to a suctioning port here. So this is the like main advantage. One is suctioning is the best thing done in case of second generation LMAs. They made a suctioning available. After that, all of you clear about the second generation LMA? Now one more LMA is there. That is your, what is this one? Green device, green, 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 green. Rainy season, monsoon, monsoon. So green device. That is the what is the name of the device? Igel LMA. Sorry for the dissonance. Sorry. This one is your Igel LMA. 20% is offer on LMS is going on. Those who want means you can go to the Amazon and you can get the LMS with the 20% is offer. So if you see that this one also comes under the second generation only. Second generation LMA. This is having this one is having like this one is your tight fitting cuff. Tight fitting cuff will be there. It is going to seal over your glottis. Glottis sealing. What will be also called as glottic sealing. This one is your body of the LMA. This one is your universal adapter or connector, 15 size. This one is your ProSeal LMA. What is the main advantage here? It's not having any suctioning port and all. This one also, this will comes under the second generation because they made some correction here. They made tight fitting, means there is no any leak free. This one will be air leak free LMS. So before, if you see like ProSeal LMS, that means that is not going to properly seal the glottic airway. So they made one more airway that will tightly seal the glottis. There will not be air leak. So that how much air you are pushing, how much volume is delivering, that much will be surely delivered to your lungs and all. There is no any leak. So these two are the ProSeal LMA and IGEL LMS are the second generation LMS. If we come to third generation means like what we call a supreme kind of third generation. They already like they go on advanced in that airways and all means. If you see this one means this one will be like third generation. Can you see that image clearly? Too much transferred. No, there is no color. There is no that much brown. There is no that much the improper images and all means. If you see this one is like clearly you can see like transparent. This one is your third generation LMA called as Supreme. He is a Supreme LMA. Supremacy. Topmost. I'm the top. I'm the topmost LMA sitting at the top. Supreme LMA also called as third generation LMA also called as Supreme LMA. Okay. See this one, how clearly it is like a pure water, water. It's in like water, like transparent, transparent, and it is having two ports. Can you see? One for suction port. Wanted to do suction, do it. Here cuff is there. Here integral bite block is there. Here pilot balloon is there, and here ventilating channel, ventilating port. Here can you see district, distal gastric port for suctioning. See, it is having suctioning port available, and it is too much transparent. Integral bite block they given cuff sealing, they giving ventilating port, they giving suctioning port, gastric port, and all. Everything is there, and it is transparent. Can you see that diameter of the adapter? It's too much larger, so that this one is also called as, why they given a larger port? They wanted to put the endotracheal tube inside the LMA. When they will place LMA? So, very first question only, like basic question only, I forget to ask. When they will put a LMA, when they will go for LMA? So, if you remember last class and all means I told you, if you cannot able to intubate the patient, difficult laryngoscopy view is there. You cannot able to see the larynx. You put a you patient is already unconscious, came to you, wanted to intubate the patient to safeguard the airway. You taken the laryngoscope, you put inside the mouth, but you cannot able to see the vocal cord. There is no visualization of vocal cord, airway, the trachea and all. So what you will do? That time you are going to take out the laryngoscope and you're going to see that okay, we cannot able to intubate, some difficult laryngoscopic airway is there. So I'll tell you, there is a mnemonic present here. There is a mnemonic present here. For a difficult, see if you see like difficult, difficult laryngoscope, you cannot able to see the see the vocal cords. You cannot able to see the the larynx endowments. There is a criteria, is the Lemon criteria. Before like putting a laryngoscope, you have to look for the criteria. L for look externally, for neck. E for evaluate, evaluate for 3 3 2 rule. Three finger, three finger from like upper instance to lower instance. If mouth, if you ask the person to open the mouth and you put the three inside the three finger inside the mouth. If three fingers going to insert easily means it is like easy intubation. We can able to get the views. Three, three is a three finger distance from your floor of the mandible to your hyoid bone, and two for your two finger from your floor of the mandible to your laryngeal process. Evaluate for three, 2 rule. M for mask seal. O for obesity or obstruction. N for neck mobility. If these all three are there, if you cannot able to insert three fingers in mouth, there is more than three finger gap. There is less than three finger gap between the floor of the mandible and the laryngeal process, means that indicate difficult laryngoscopy, means difficult airway is there. So you cannot able to put the, what you are not able to put the laryngoscope, and you cannot able to intubate the patient. That time what you are going to do? You are going to put the patient. You are going to take a supreme LMA, third generation LMA, and you're going to blindly insert, and till that, like temporarily going to ventilate the patient with the LMS. After that, got to know that okay, I got now bronchoscope. Now I'll intubate the patient. Then you slowly introduce the endotracheal tube inside the universal adapter here, and you can intubate the patient. So that's why this LMS are also called as intubating LMA. So what are these all? Intubating LMS. So till that, LMS covers your first generation Procil LMA, second generation IGEL Procil LMA, third generation Supreme LMA or intubating LMA. Next, coming to another airway device. Or this one is your, name the device. Name the airway device. This is your combi tube. What it is? Combi tube. Combi means combined. What are you going to combine? Tube number 1 and T plus and T2 plus. Two tubes are combined in a one tube. Can you able to see here? Tube number 1. I'm going to change the color because blue, matching. So I'll take a pink color. Okay, tube number 1 and tube number T2. Okay, here your depth marking. Oh, insertion marking. Here, cuff 1. Here, cuff 2. Here, if you see means, if you take the tube and see means, what you will get? If you see here, if you take the tube means, if you see means, here some fenestrations are there. This one fenestrations are called as pharyngeal fenestrations. And here if you see, pilot balloon 1, pilot balloon P1, P2. So all of you clear that part of the parts. What are the parts of the combi tube? Tube 1, tube 2, and depth incision marking, cuff 1, cuff 2. So two and pharyngeal fenestrations are there. So if you see the tube, it's very beautifully too much like classically designed. Too much like classically designed for anesthesia persons. If you see the tube, no, it's having two tubes. In case of emergency, you are there in emergency, you cannot able to put the laryngoscope, you cannot able to intubate the patient, and you're intubating also going in the stomach, and there's too much like difficult airways there. So you're going to predict that the Mallampati score 3, 4, Cormelin score of like 4 and all. So difficult airway is there. You cannot able to intubate the patient. At that time, what you will do? This also comes under the what? Comes under blind insertion, blind insertion device. So what it is? An blind insertion device. We doesn't need anything like a laryngoscope, your bronchoscope, your VLS, video laryngoscope. Nothing we need. Just we need the tube. Tube is there. One syringe is a 50 ml syringe. That's enough. I can put the combi tube. First, what I will do, I'll give a position, jaw thrust. I'm going to put some pillow beyond your shoulder or neck. I'm going to ram the patient. Now patient is properly positioned. And now I will take a tube. I'll open the mouth. And I'll open the mouth. I'll put the tube in dominant hand. I'll insert until the depth incision markings are comes your upper incisor and lower incision. That is going to fit into your upper incisor and lower incisor. After that, I'll fix the tube. After that, I'll confirm the position. In last class, I think last class only I explained you like briefly regarding combi tube. So what I'll do, I'll connect the first ammo will connect to tube number 1. I'll inflate the both cuff. Both cups to be inflated after insertion. Immediately after insertion, I'll inflate the cup with 50 ml. Here, what we will do? 50 ml of air we will push. How much? 50 ml of air is being pushed inside the cup. So I'll push. I'll connect the ambo to tube number one. I'll try to ventilate. If chest rise is there, then it indicate tube number one is there in trachea. So I'm going to keep on ventilating with tube number one only. So air will be tube number one opening will be here. Can you see tube number one opening will be at the tip at the trachea. If see it is there in lungs, what is there in like a stomach? What will happen? I will change. Okay, chest rise is not there. Stomach is getting distant. That means I'll change the ambo. I'll connect to tube number two and try to ventilate the patient. I'll see. You see if tube number two openings are here. These pharyngeal fenestrations are there. No pharyngeal fenestration. Tube number two openings are here. So I'm going to ventilate with the fenestration. Fenestration is going to open at the glottis, in front of glottis. So glottis, your trachea will be ventilated through the fenestrations, through this fenestration. So air will not go into this tube. So I'm going to keep on ventilating with tube number two. Means whatever the tube may be in stomach, tube may be in like pharynx. So I don't care. I'll put the tube and ventilate and confirm the tube position. I'll fix with the one tube, tube number one or tube number two. This one now like temporary device only. After that, you have to like keep a definitive area management techniques. Last class I told no basic area management and advanced airway or definitely airway management and all. This one is your hybrid device, what we call as combi tube. Next, coming to your one more airway. What this one is? This one is called as King's airway. What it is? किंग्स राजा राजा वो बनते कौन बनते जिस जिस पे है दम वो बनते राजा किंग्स एयरवे okay king's airway what it is king's airway it is same as that of your combi tube but it is not having like two tubes in the only one tube will be there universal adapter one pilot balloon but two cuffs will be there two cuffs one cuff number one cuff two if you see here means one opening will be there pharyngeal opening here there is no fenestration there will be a pharyngeal opening will be there one cuff number one cuff number two here depth incision markings will be there king's airway okay depth incision markings will be there. So this one will be same as that of your combi tube, but difference is there is no tube number one, tube number two will be there. Same this also on blind airway device. Means I don't see here. I don't see. I can close my eye. I can completely close my eye. I can put the device like without any hesitation, without any fear and all. I can put the King's airway without any like delay and all. It doesn't need any laryngoscope. It doesn't need any fibro bronchoscope and nothing. You needed just you want the tube. You'll place the tube. That's all. Okay. That thumbs up. Okay. Next, if you see means combi tube and King's airway is finished. As of now coming to advanced airway devices that are your endotracheal tube, tracheostomy tube. This all are your advanced airway devices. First one is this one is called as what it is endotracheal tube.